Are recording.
We're recording.
All right, we'll call to order the meeting of the Parks Committee. We will start out with roll call. Alder Eck,
Here.
Alder Presley,
Here.
Alder Ritterbusch.
Here.
And myself, I'm here. We'll do the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Nice long agenda here.
All right, we need an approval of the agenda.
Motion to approve.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Is there any comments on it? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? And the motion carries. Looking for a motion for the approval of the minutes.
Motion to approve. Second.
We have a first and a second. Is there any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, E, regular business. Number 1, consideration with possible action on the approval to purchase one forestry body with hoist for a total cost of $47,137 from Casper's Truck Equipment. Director?
So yes, the city bonded $182,700 in 2025 for the purchase of this truck. This purchase is not just a one-time purchase from one vendor, it's actually broken down into 2 vendors. So first one was purchasing the truck itself, which we did earlier this year. The truck cost came in at $96,767. We already purchased it, it's already sitting at our park shop. So now we're ready to go ahead and purchase kind of the back end of it along with the hoist. So we worked with the purchasing department, they quoted it out. There was one vendor that provided a quote for $47,137 from Casper's Truck Equipment. We are familiar with that company. We would recommend approval. We feel confident we'll end up with a good end product. In the agenda packet, I've included kind of the fiscal impact. After this purchase, we have about $5,000 of miscellaneous things to add to the truck, such as lighting and kind of some work equipment, giving us a grand total, when it's all said and done, after we buy everything, approximately $149,000, which is well below what we bonded for. So this is definitely within budget, and I would recommend approval.
Motion to approve.
I'll second it.
We have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Number 2, consideration with possible action on hiring Wisconsin Public Service to install the electrical service and gas service for the JBS subdivision and park development for a total cost of $225,000.
So this was a last-minute agenda item that I added yesterday afternoon. I did not get the quote from WPS until yesterday around noon. So that's why we did do the amendment. This could have also gone to Finance Committee for approval. I did review it with the Finance Director yesterday, and we both felt that, you know, it's acceptable to bring it to Parks Committee for several reasons. One is I'm kind of the project manager for it on behalf of the city now that Ahmad is no longer with the city, so that's part of it. But this is the electric service for the entire subdivision and the gas service. So it actually feeds several different things. So it brings in electric for the entire subdivision. It also brings electric to the park itself, and that's why we feel that it's definitely valid to bring it to Parks Committee for review. But then it also brings another electric service for the sewer pump that's there, and then also all of the street lighting. So for $225,000, that's the total cost. They'll have to bring in 4 different electric services and the gas line. The gas is needed for the park service. That's why we need the gas line. From there, once that's installed, then all of the individual subdivision developers will tie into that system. But they will be responsible for the costs associated with actually running it from here to their individual development. So that's not a cost that the city will have to incur, so each developer will have to incur that cost. But they are not able to get electric service for their developments until we run our service. And so right now, there is an active developer on site, Gorman, who is in the middle of doing a residential development. Obviously, they're interested in getting electric provided fairly quickly because they're in the middle of building their building. This is time sensitive because they do want to install this service yet this year before we get hit with winter fees. So that's why it was important to kind of add this in very last minute so that the city council can hopefully consider approval next week if you approve it today. And then it'll get done in a few weeks after that. So we will have it installed before winter construction hits.
Alderek?
I noticed that the funding is already allocated from TIF funding, so it's not like you're asking for extra money. It's already there and it was already anticipated, so it makes sense to me. I motion to approve.
I'll second it.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Threw my eye in there.
And the motion carries. And I just want to let everyone know that the items that we discuss at this meeting and vote on will be a recommendation to Common Council for final approval. The next Common Council meeting will be on Tuesday, September 16th at 6 p.m. All right, on to this very fast meeting. F, Director's Report.
So I've included the director's report in the agenda packet. Not a lot to add other than what's in that report. I mean, summer's done. I think I reported on this last week, or the last time we met. We just had our very last weekend at Bay Beach Amusement Park, so we're now closed for the season there. There were a few rides that were down towards the end of the season. We're waiting on parts, and those parts are slowly starting to come in. So we anticipate what our goal is to actually make sure the rides are operational before we dismantle them for the winter. So we're not struggling in the spring to get the rides up and running. So that's our game plan with that. Other than that, at the Wildlife Sanctuary, we have Ottertoberfest coming up. Do you happen to know the date?
18th of October, I believe from 1 to 8. So it's kind of a all afternoon, kind of evening, kind of hits the families and possibly, more adult at night in a little bit. So kind of hits both demographics. Should be a fun day. There's like 3 different bands. Some are really good polka bands. It's gonna be a dunk tank. I believe Dan is in there from 3:30 to 4. I think you're scheduled. So
In October?
I don't know if you know that yet. Sorry, I don't know if he knows that yet. Might be some information for him. But yeah, so we.
It's gonna be 80 this week.
Hopefully it's a warm weekend, but no, there'll be food, there'll be beverages and things to drink and, food trucks and things like that, so it'll be a nice day.
Well, we've had our Fall Fest for John Muir Park in October, and one time we had snow and rain on the same day, so that's cool, in my opinion.
Yeah, you never know.
Can be.
And then just one other update, so we just had a brand new crew of Conservation Corps members just start a week or 2 ago. So it's kind of the next year or so. It's going pretty well. We have a pretty full crew, and it's exciting to have new people there, excited to kind of continue the work that's happening with the Conservation Corps.
Is there any update on the new section of train at Bay Beach?
Yes, so the train is officially completed. We did actually run it for one weekend, not this past weekend. I think it might have been the weekend prior to that. Maybe it was one weekend before that, just to kind of work out the kinks and the bugs, make sure that everything's running smoothly, make sure that, if there's operational things that we need to address, we can address it off-season. So, we were hopeful that we could have gotten the ride up and running much earlier than that, but we couldn't get the ride done in time for various reasons, mainly construction related. But the ride is ready to go. We will have a grand opening kind of dedication ceremony when we open next May, and I see no reason why it's not going to be open to the public in May full-time. One of the other reasons that we didn't continue running it the last weekend or two is just a staffing issue. So once our workers go back to college, we are very short-handed. And in order to open that ride, we would have had to have shut down another ride because we just don't have that many ride operators the last month of the season and the last few weekends. So we decided to kind of make a big splash next year instead.
Sounds great.
A motion to receive and place on file.
Second.
All right, we have a motion to receive and place on file in a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? And that is received and placed on file. Next meeting is October 15th.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
Motion to adjourn in a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
We are adjourned.
Or should I have said adjourn of the October 1st, 2025 meeting?
Yeah, like Ritter.
That was what
Bay Highlands.
You said this, you said September.
Were you gonna
Oh, October
cover
16th.
that part?